Hooty hoo, hooty hooty hoo, hoo, hooty hoo. Come one, come y'all. Come one, come y'all. Welcome to your Urban Horoscope experience, presented to you by Bamboo Plaza, right near the Himalayas. Now this is the bakery, and I'm a chef because I got the recipes for life. We got the recipes for life in this here bakery. I can tell you the ingredients, but I can't sell you the sauce. So what you're gonna want to do is stick around. You don't only want to know how long it need to marinate. You gonna deep broil it. You gonna bake it. What you gonna do? So that's what we're here for. Now these messages, these recipes, and these ingredients are for nobody in particular, but somebody specific. I think you should get a notepad and a paper and a pen, something you can write it down because you don't want to miss this. I guarantee it. Now you could have been anywhere you wanted, but you decided to be here with me, and it's beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, and I'm so glad that you all could join me today. I know y'all know we gonna do what we been doing, what we always do. We're gonna do the digital fortune cookies. I'm gonna read the horoscope on horoscope.com. I'm gonna tell you what they really mean. Now I would call that something lightweight, or like a croissant. You know, I don't want you making any life decisions based off what I say here, because I can be a little risque. But you got to think fast, but be slow to be able to keep up with some of this stuff. You got to be willing to. You got to think fast, but you got to be willing. You got to be. You got to be willing to go off the beaten path a little bit and carve out your own lane. Quite possibly, that's something that you don't want to miss. Out on the opportunity of doing. And so, that's what you get here in the bakery. Okay, now this is one of 7 shops in this Bamboo Plaza strip mall. Okay, so what we have, uh, this is the bakery. Then we got the flower shop. Mommy, do you have some ice cream? No, we don't have any ice cream. I got some cookies and I got some popcorn. No, I want ice cream there. Well, I don't know. I gotta see. I don't know how much that ice cream costs. I want it. Okay, I'll come over there. I'll be over there. Yay! Can I have ice cream? Yeah, go ahead. Go on the swing, and then when everybody else get done, come get me, okay? Mommy, mommy, that ice cream's $3. Okay. Can I have it? Mhm. Yay! Wait a minute. Come here. What? After everybody leave, come get me, okay? Okay. After everybody else get done, go ahead. Yeah. So try not to take a long time. I'm trying to get through this whole episode. Now, we'll do the digital fortune cookies. Each zodiac sign gets a digital fortune cookie. Then I'll tell you what, we'll read the horoscopes from horoscope.com. From what I can ascertain, I'm going to decipher them for us all because I don't even know what it's going to say. I don't even know what it's going to be. What we do it is I get a signal. It come right here through this moon booth. I get a signal. God speaks. The universe moves, and the ancestors guide. And so that's how we decipher these horoscopes. Feel free to follow along with me. There on the horoscope.com. And then after that, we slide by the edibles rack. That's where we exchange information. Because since it got me through, I do want to share it with you. And if it got you by, maybe I can give it a try. I didn't really pick out anything in particular for the edibles rack today. I can't be before you long. This is a brief broadcast because when you run a hooch from Mississippi moonshine to New York, you got to make capital connections. And so I won't be before you long. We slide by the edibles rack. We'll see what the vibe is. If something comes up, maybe I could just tell a little story or something. We'll see. Now the bakery has been open for a couple of months now. The next shop to open up will be the Bistro Bamboo, home of the dainty chats. So stick around for that. Then what we do after the edibles rack is we'll crack the real actual fortune cookies for every zodiac sign and get their fortune cookie, earth, wind, and fire, and water. And we'll get a fortune cookie for a celebrity. Now, these celebrity fortune cookies have been so darn accurate. I don't even know what to say. Like, they've really been like 98% accurate as far as what the celebrity got going on in their life and us cracking a fortune cookie and it being relevant to that. It's been kind of crazy. It creep you out a little bit how accurate it is. What you're gonna want to do is go back to some of those previous episodes, and that celebrity segment is in the last 3 minutes. I mean, the last 3 minutes. It's the celebrity segment will be in about the last 20 minutes of the video of what we got going on. Now I'm gonna have to give this child $3 for this ice cream. I have to bring my change back. All right, so let's do it. Now we're gonna start off with our digital fortune cookies because did I finish introducing y'all to all the shops? So it's the bakery, it's flower shop, candy house, which ain't really in the strip mall. You got to go across. You gotta go out of our parking lot, across their driveway, 2 houses down, and knock on that side door. If you know, you know. That's how you get the candy house. And then it's karaoke and wing bar, bistro bamboo, home of the dainty child. The boutique, Touch Bamboo, the boutique. That's where I have my bomb as matching family fashions. And what you're gonna want to do is go to Instagram and check out the page, Touch Bamboo MF underscore fashions. That's what's on the Instagram. And so you see all my work. It's amazing. You can't find this anywhere else. Nowhere else can you find this. I guarantee it. And so it's top of the line fashion accessories, hair accessories, luxurious hair accessories, and massive family fashions, including the dog. Yes. Oh, he gonna get it. Oh, he gonna get it. Lord, thank you, Jesus. Amen. In the name of the Lord, thank you, Jesus. So thank you. So let's get into this. I was stalling a little bit to see if I was gonna have to get out. So we're gonna start with Gemini C, and then it's Bio Bamboo Lab. That's where you can get your customized recipe. What you're gonna want to do is call me now for your free reading, but it's not free. It's $40. We can get you started with $10, or you can get you do a $10 payment plan. You're doing an installment. What that's gonna get you is a voicemail. Now for that $40, you're gonna get you a customized, personalized recipe from me. What that recipe, what we're gonna do with that recipe is we're gonna say what your objective is, or what is this decision that you needed to make, what your ultimate goal is, right? And then we gonna combine that with the pros and the cons of each decision, and then we gonna or either of the opportunities and the resources that you have at hand, right, for this goal that you want to accomplish. We're gonna bond all that. Y'all see how my word is in the middle of these two ingredients right here. We're gonna bond all that together with my word because my word is bond. We're gonna sprinkle in the five closest people to you because you are a product of the five closest people to you. Hang around with 9 millionaires and you will be the 10th. And then we also gonna sprinkle in what you think has been holding you back or what could be a possible obstacle that could what that you need to overcome. That's gonna take some self-reflecting on your part. But let me know. We can do it together. And we like to keep it sweet over here at the bakery. We're gonna go ahead and transition into the digital fortune cookies. Even when we talk about the celebrities, when the celebrities get a fortune cookie, it'll be for one of four reasons: for some encouragement, some recognition, a toast, or our newly introduced Bill Money Fortune Cookie. Now today, I think I'm trying to figure out who is a relevant celebrity. The most popular person as for the past couple of weeks has been Puff Daddy. And so I covered Puff Daddy already in one of the previous episodes. I had was to go crack a fortune cookie for him. But when I tell you this ain't never happened, like I cannot recall this ever happening. So I remember I told y'all the fortune cookies be real accurate, right? I don't even know what he's supposed to say. We crack them live on air. So tell me why it was empty. Like it was literally an empty fortune. I've never seen that happen before. Maybe I'm gonna have to go. I don't even know which episode it was because I didn't put his picture on there because I was being biased. Um, uh, Based on what I've been seeing in the social media and things. So we gonna cover Puff Daddy today because maybe that help my videos be a little bit more popular, get up in some kind of algorithm or something. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Put his name and his picture on there because as far as I can see, the tide changed a tad bit. It was very much vicious, but now it's starting to seem a little bit more like he is. I don't want to say not as guilty as they say he is. Apparently, he's done all these things, and if they can prove he did all this shit, he need to go to jail for it. Damn it! Now that don't mean I gotta act like I can't. I'm nowhere near him to. Now, if I was in that circle, I could understand me being like, okay, I want to avoid this motherfucker, but I don't know them people. Hell, so I'm gonna see if I can get up in the little algorithm, get some little traction on my channel. Give me some subscribers so I can get my chain out the pawn shop, buy my baby ice creams at the park and stuff. Now I don't know where the other one is. She's supposed to be sitting down somewhere making a bracelet. I don't know where. So we gonna start with Gemini, since we're in Gemini season. And we're gonna get into our digital fortune cookies. Hooty hoo! Gemini. Happiness is often a rebound from hard work. Cancer. Q. What is H2O? A. Caring, 2 parts. Hug, and 1 part open mind. Okay. Leo. Your wish will come true. Virgo. I don't like when they do that strange. Why wasn't it just a smooth sentence? Okay, Virgo. There is no greater pleasure than seeing your loved ones prosper. Libra. Take a minute and let it ride. Then take a minute to let it breathe. Scorpio. Your fortune is as sweet as a cookie. No pun intended. Sagittarius. Tomorrow, take a moment to do something just for yourself. Capricorn. Oh, hold on. There is a prospect of a thrilling time ahead of you. Aquarius. The greatest risk is not taking one. Pisces. Everything will come your way. Well, look, I'm going in order, right? But the way I wrote it down on my phone, they're not in order. Taurus would have been next had I gone in the order I went. That is written on my phone, but I skipped because I know Pisces was next. So this is for Taurus and Pisces. Everything will come your way. If I would have stayed in the order of this phone, Pisces would have been next. But going in the real order, Aries is next. Take a minute and let it ride. Then take a minute to let it breathe. I'm not too fond of it repeating. It doesn't repeat that often. It's not often that these digital fortune cookies repeat. So just go ahead and write that down. That this came up twice. Everybody write it down. Everybody write it down. And let's do another one for Pisces and Aries for the reason I just said before. Why would we work for both of them? Your life becomes more and more of an adventure. And who would have been next would have been Taurus, would have been last. Go with the flow will make your transition even so much easier. Okay, okay. I like the sound of that. Let's go ahead and get into it. So what we're gonna do is going over to horoscope.com. I'm gonna read these horoscopes. I'm gonna tell you what they really mean. We're gonna start with Gemini, since we're in Gemini season. Where is my other child? And then, like I said, we're gonna crack a fortune cookie for that nigga Puff Daddy. And we're gonna see what the universe got to say about all this shit that he done got himself off up into. All right. All right. So today the 11th. So we gonna go to Gemini since we're in Gemini season. Now the start is gonna be like this for a couple of days. Now what you're gonna want to do is apply this to your life. What I'm saying, because it ain't came, it ain't get you, it didn't come to you for nothing. So the stars is gonna be like this for a couple of days. Now this could be from yesterday. This could be for tomorrow. Now, Gemini, who do you may get the feeling that despite all the hard work you've accomplished, something is still missing, Gemini. There's still a long road ahead, regardless of the goals you've attained so far. Perhaps the thing you're searching for is a tender moment with a loved one, something that's much closer than you think. Stop searching far and wide for the thing that's right under your nose. All right, Gemini, you hear that? I find it interesting that this thing about hard work came up because our digital fortune cookies, which is a completely separate website from horoscope.com, your digital fortune cookie, it said something to Gemini about hard work is a happiness is a result of hard work or something like that. And right here it says, despite all your hard work, you feel like something missing. That happiness ain't there. It has to hold the intrinsic value for you because hard work is something that's on the outside, right? You doing things on this planet so you can progress in the physical realm, physically, where you living, what you wearing, what you eating, right? But intrinsic value are things that you build up on the inside of you and nobody can take from you, and it fills you up. And then you won't feel like something is missing once you tap into whatever that is. That's causing a void to be felt for you. Now what you're gonna do is you making a mountain out of a molehill. That's what it say right here. That might be what you're doing. Searching far and wide for something when it's right there. You ain't had to do all that. It might be in you when you're looking for it on the outside of yourself, but you already got what everything you need. You might not need to search outside yourself. Now, Cancer. Freedom may be a thing for you today, Cancer. You're beginning to question what it is you're trying to free yourself from. A job, person, commitment. These may be the very things you start to search for as soon as you're free of them. Trying to figure out what you want and need in life is sometimes easier said than done. Don't get stuck on one concept. Do your best to take things gradually. Now I know Gemini, I was only able to get to Gemini yesterday. Because I was running my damn mouth. Um Yesterday's episode was not professional at all. You just rewind and act like that didn't even happen. So, with just some real good ingredients, it's a lot of flavor. Yesterday's episode, oh, it got real deep in the cute. It real got real deep in a cute way. It really touched me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know I like to keep it sweet over here at the bakery. Even when we talk about the celebrities, because this is how could I be surrounded by all these cookies and cupcakes and red velvet cake and shit and not keep it sweet, right? So, oh, this reminded me of what they said to Gemini. It said, Gemini, you might be feeling like you want to make a change in your life, or something is something that you want to change, but that is a part of your environment that's making you comfortable. So in order for you to change that, you'd have to change a part of yourself and that's kind of big, right? That shit hit yesterday to me. Go check out yesterday's episode. And so Cancer, you somewhere along these same lines. You want to free yourself from something, but the very things you start to search for as soon as you, but those may be the very things. So it's like, okay, you try to free yourself from a person or a job or a commitment, but that's the exact thing that you're gonna look for when you get free from that, right? So it's kind of like, it's not so much that you don't want that, it's the one that you have right now is not giving you what you need. So you don't have to get stuck on on one concept. It's different routes to get to the same destination. I'll put it like that. So you can do it quick, you can rush and get there fast, or you can do things gradually, right? Do things over time. Make sure you're not taking advantage of any baby, any a person. Take advantage of a job, okay, whatever. Of a commitment, don't have somebody thinking you're gonna do something and you ain't gonna do it. But as far as a person, one thing that I've heard before that ring true to me, that I really felt like that was true, and I probably feel like this because I be loving horror and it don't be no reciprocity, it don't be no reciprocation, like it ain't coming back the way I'm putting it out. Um, is to say that like you don't do a person like that. The person in any relationship, the person with the least interest has the most control. Ain't that's kind of, you know it's really quite sad because you know you less interested, so you more in control of your feelings, quite literally. And then you more in control of the dynamics in the relationship and which way things go, because the person that's most interested is a little bit more vulnerable. They're a little bit more open. They're a little bit more weak to what you're suggesting and what the way that you're leading them, right? And so it just gives, the person with the least interest has the most control, because even if it goes wrong, you was barely interested anyway. You know what I'm saying? The person who was most interested is gonna feel that shit. Don't play with nobody feelings. For why? Even as far as, you know, Pete, cousins, aunts, any type of relationship. You ain't gotta do that. Let's go on to the next sign, which would be Leo. Leo, hoodoo. You're the liquid that takes the shape of its container, Leo. Even though this may seem like the most non-confrontational way to do things, you may find that it's actually a cause of great frustration for you and others. People may be annoyed that you're always following someone else's lead instead of taking the initiative. Try to be more assertive while continuing to be easygoing. Yeah, Leo does this thing where as long as they feel like they in control, they easygoing. Leo will say something funny to make you feel, will say or do something funny just to make you feel like they got the upper hand. But really, they ready and willing to follow your lead. They just have to feel like they in control and they in charge. Um, yeah, see that shit getting old, Leo. That shit getting old, especially for somebody like you who always acted like you got everything under control, and you being more. They need you to step up and carry some weight. You're not carrying enough weight. You being more weight than you actually carrying. And so you may seem like you not rocking the boat and you being non-confrontational, but what it seems like is that you're not contributing the way you're supposed to. You're not cooperating with the program, because teamwork make the dream work, and that's what you always got to remember. Now it says you the liquid that takes the shape of its container. Like you're malleable, right? You moldable. You kind of flexible into that. You flexible, and you can still fit and play the role. You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, People could be getting frustrated because they need you to do more than that. And all this ducking and dodging and avoiding. This time's up. Time's up. Now you're gonna need to figure out who, what, where, when, and why you can make yourself useful, more useful. Okay, because people didn't care around you enough, out of respect, out of the love that they have, just honoring your relationship and honoring you being human, not wanting to lose a relationship that y'all have. Okay, I still want to be cool with you, so I'm gonna honor your feelings as a human. That shit getting old. You need to pull a little bit more weight, Leo. Hooty hoo, Virgo. You may feel like a puppy that has been let outside for the first time, Virgo. The air is warm and you're full of energy. You're ready to run over the fields and hills. Unfortunately, you're tied to a stake and you can't move beyond a 10-foot radius. Your heart is ready to fly, but something beyond your control keeps you where you are. Start chewing the rope. Come on, don't do this. Don't do this. Um my mind had got distracted a little bit. Okay, so Virgo, you feel like who let the dogs out? You feel like a puppy. You've been in a cage for a long time, and you free, and it's like it's a puppy. You got a lot of energy. You feel youthful, you feel motivated and refreshed and curious and intrigued about what's going on around you. You're not tainted as, oh, I'm a dog, I know what goes on around that bush. No, I'm a puppy, I ain't never been over there, let me go see. Okay, so the air is warm and you full of energy. You ready to run over the hills and through the woods to grandmother's house. We go over the river and through the woods. They said you ready to run over the fields. You ready to be frolicking and shit. According to horoscope.com, I'm telling you, I'm reading it straight from here. And so now it's only one thing. It's one thing and one thing only. You're tied to a stake and you can't go that far. You can go, but you gotta stay within this radius, right? Your heart is ready to go, but something beyond your control is keeping you where you are. But this motherfucking horoscope said it's time for your ass to flip the table. It say start chewing the rope. You need to let yourself free. I can relate to this a little bit. Like I'm a parent and I don't have any like very much any basically no help, so I don't get to go out like ever at all. And so I'm like, okay, you got to think of a way, even if you got to go during work hours. I don't know. That stop making excuses because you're gonna be like, dang, I wish I could go somewhere. Stop making excuses. Go during the work hours. Where's other adults going during the middle of the day, in the middle of the week and shit? Um, shit. You got to chew the rope, flip the table. That ain't the way you prefer to do it. Of course, you want to put on something very pretty and go out at night with other adults and you know. But maybe if it's your only option, just take that chance, take that opportunity before it's too late. And so, chew the rope. I like it's a meme that I like, and it's a picture of somebody sitting at a table, and then it's somebody dressed like Jesus, and Jesus is flipping the table over, and it say, and Jesus said, and then you just flip the table like this. So you gotta flip the script. You gotta know how to make a statement without making a sound. But you gotta know when to hit them with be your beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Always be willing to do that. Now I know where where's the big one at? That's what I'm looking for, the big one. All right, Libra. Hoo. You may feel a strange tension. It seems that nothing you say or do is quite right, Libra. As much as you may try to do the correct thing, you can't make things click the way you like. How the hell my ice melt that fast? Where I get that ice from? It was earlier. Damn. That was that earlier. Damn. That was that much earlier. Um, Libra, you may feel a strange tension. It seems that nothing you say or do is quite right, Libra. As much as you may try to do the correct thing, you can't make things click the way you like. Try not to raise your expectations too high. Let go of the idea that things are going to work out exactly the way you want. You may not even know what's best for you in the end. You may not even know. You know what I'm saying? You wanted it to work out a certain way, yes, but you might not know what's best for your ass. You know what I'm saying? In the universe does. The universe knows what's best for you. And God for sure do. What the universe do is balance things out. That's why I say God speaks and the universe moves. God gonna speak for the universe to balance it all out. Uh Now the universe might not balance it in a way that you feel is favorable. But once God spoke it, it's gonna end up being what was best. You feel me? You got to believe that. You got to believe that with all your heart. And that's what I need to do. It say don't raise your expectations too high. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't believe that you should just choose to settle for less. Like if shit end up being less, okay, but like choose to settle for less. Why? Why? You supposed to aim for the moon. In case you miss, you gonna end up on a star. You can't shoot for the stars. You miss, you fuck around and land on the cloud. Cloud nine. It's cloud nine. But still, I'm not digging this part about don't not setting your expectations too high. But I'll say when it comes to people, don't expect too much from other people. But as far as what you can accomplish yourself and what the world has to offer, oh yeah, raise the stakes. You may not work out exactly the way you wanted to. And it said it feel a little strange. Maybe because you feel like you've been doing everything you're supposed to do and it ain't working out the way you feel like it should. Like 1 plus 1 is supposed to equal 2. And it ain't. Um so it ain't that your so that's where they said about expectations being too high. By you expecting it to work out the way you want it to, that could be too much. That might be a little too much. You might have to be a little bit more malleable, like Leo, a little moldable, to accept the idea that it's gonna be best, even if it ain't what you wanted. Hold on, let me. So who do? Let's go over to Scorpio. It may be hard for you to maintain your self discipline, Scorpio. Your childlike nature wants to go out and play. Emotionally, you're anxious to let loose and follow your playful, instinctual nature. Yet your sense of responsibility is holding you back. This difficult internal tension may be the cause of irritation in many different areas of your life. Do your best to come to a place of balance and harmony. And we were just talking about balance, weren't we? How the universe balances things out. What we got over here, what we got going on over here is Gua. It's Gua, Gua. God, the universe, and the ancestors. God speaks, the universe moves, and the ancestors guide. And we always we want to keep that in mind. And so now these ingredients are very flavorful for nobody in particular, but somebody specific. And so what you're gonna want to do is call me now for your free reading, and you can get a personalized, customized recipe. Now it's not free; it's $40. We can get you started with the $10 payment plan. Now that's gonna get you a voicemail. And once you open up Bio Bamboo the Lab, the further instructions will be available there. And so, Scorpio, you ain't disciplined. You ain't got enough self control. You childish a little bit, that you're not childish. That childlike nature in you is is wants to go out and play. That childlike nature, you want to test the waters, want to see his fat meat really greasy. Have you ever heard of that saying? You be trying to, and then it's your instinct. But what's holding you back is your sense of responsibility, and you need to have more self control than to let the and know when it's appropriate for that childlike nature to um to bring itself out, to release itself. And so keep that in mind. If they telling you this, it must be something important. Certain things that need to be handled, and there's only one way to do it, and you can't force it to be any other way. You're not bigger than the program, not this one. Now you start your own program, you bigger. You in charge of what goes on over there. You can do what you want to do. You can block, you can unfollow, you can cancel, and all that stuff. Only over there in that corner where you at. As far as the rest of the program, nah, you gonna have to follow the line. You got to have that childlike nature of your control, control, and be balanced and harmonious. You're gonna have to do your best. This shit just ain't gonna fall out the sky. You gotta choose what energy and how you moving around in your life, in your day to day, and what you saying and what type of energy you putting out and how you living. And that's how you gonna get the balance and the harmony that you might be needing at this time. I might have to cut this to go see where these kids is. Sagittarius. Woohoo! Um, all right. We're gonna be right back for part two. Let me go see what's going on real fast. We'll be right back.